Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Glenn Hansen, President and CEO of BPA Worldwide. Thank you for joining us today. I think this is probably now our third or fourth seminar by web on this subject or similar subject in terms of measuring potential ROI at shows. I'll be your moderator today. We've got three speakers, the majority of which will be devoted to Skip Cox, President of Exhibit Surveys. And Skip is going to take us through the ROI toolkit, which is return on investment toolkit, and take us through why measure and how that toolkit can be used most effectively as an exhibitor to help you devise ways to improve return on. So we're going to talk a bit about understanding exhibitor decision making, using audited data in that process, as well as attendee survey information. Full disclosure, as you know, BPA provides audits and Exhibit Surveys provides survey information as audits as well. And then Skip will take you through a demonstration of the ROI calculator, which will help better understand sizing and staffing of trade show booths, and some conversations with both Dan Cole from the Consumer Electronics Show, the International Consumer Electronics Show. He's Vice President, Sales and Business Development, and also Beck Wentz, Director of Customer Events for Amerisource Bergen. Both having experience selling and as an exhibitor as well. So we've asked them to join us today to bring in some outside perspective. I'll turn over to Skip.
Thanks to everyone for joining us here today and taking the time to learn about this new ROI toolkit that was put together for the industry, and I'll give you a little bit of background on that in a minute. But just in general, to sort of kick this thing off, I think that it's pretty clear that the demand for measurement, the demand for measuring ROI from all forms of marketing has been increasing, and has probably never been greater. The CMO Council recently came out with a study of companies across all industries and their outlook for 2008, and what I found interesting was that the number one challenge that CMOs cited for their companies, and it was by about 53% of those CMOs, the number one challenge was how to measure the return on marketing and investment. So it's certainly it's difficult, and my guess is that many of you are hearing some of that same cry for return on investment measurement from either your management, or if you're an organizer, probably from your exhibitors. And I might mention that we have a mixed audience here today of exhibitors, trade show organizers, as well as agencies and suppliers to the industry. So we'll be looking at this from all angles as we go through the information. But I think the fact that we're hearing that cry for return on investment is no surprise when you consider what's going on. There's heavy competition in companies today for the marketing budget, especially with online. The trade shows still hold a very favorable position in terms of the percentage of dollars that they command, but online is gradually increasing. Companies today are also feeling cost-cutting pressures, I should say. I know in some of the major companies that we work with in developing measurement programs for, many of them are on quarter-by-quarter budgets, and certainly all of them have procurement very heavily involved in what's going on in their operations. And these have been over the last couple of years, we're seeing this, and those have been pretty much during good times. So we're also seeing that the companies today are facing decisions about where they should spend their event dollars. There's a heavy emphasis today in many industries on not just trade shows, but other private events. So the question really doesn't become necessarily just trade show selection, but what are the best decisions we can make with respect to our event marketing, our event mix strategy moving forward. So the more information you have about, we're going to focus on trade shows here today, but the more information you have about the shows, the better job you're going to do of understanding that fit or that mix. So, and we haven't even talked about recessions or anything along those lines. Many feel we're already in a recession. Some say we're not quite there yet. Regardless, I think that measurement will become even of more importance at that point if we do slip into a recession, because then the dollars will be even tighter and the questions will be, where do we spend it? And that's part of what we're going to be answering here today. I think the good news about all this, despite the fact that we're feeling these pressures and that companies today are looking for